last class on restriction enzymes. I hope you have revised the portion, and now let's begin with the next part. So last part we have learned, means in our last class what we have learned is the nomenclature. I hope you recollect a little bit. I will go for a revision work, not much time to be spent on this. I had said about BAM H1. The first letter denotes the name of the genus from which bacteria it has been isolated. The next two letters will be for the species that it has been taken from. So in this case it is Bacillus amyloleucoficiens. It's a very complicated name and a lot of pronunciations are there. I do it in my own way. You can also do it in your own way as long as you get the correct spelling. So Bacillus amyloleucoficiens and H1, that's the strain from where it is taken, the particular strain number. This is how the nomenclature goes, and this is a type 2 restriction enzyme in endonuclease. So let's start with the next session where we are going to learn the types of restriction enzymes. First, on the beginning, I am just specifying. We will go with type 1, type 2, type 3 and that is types of endonuclease restriction enzymes. Type 1, type 2, type 3, type 2S, and there are lots of other details also. Today in my class I will not go for this, that is isoscizomers, neoisoscizomers, isocodamers. So these names are very complicated and at once I will not go for this. The reason of going for this restriction enzymes is that you understand the later stage when I will be going for cloning. That time it will be very easy for you to take up the lesson, because before you go for a cloning, means a lesson on cloning, you should have a particular knowledge about restriction enzymes. Here I am specifying with endonuclease, the cleavage. There are 3 jobs you can say of restriction enzyme endonuclease. One is first of all recognition of the sequence where it should cleave. This is the first point. The second point goes with this, that is cleavage. That is the particular point. It may cleave at that particular point where it is recognizing. What happens in type 2, it's very specific. The recognition of the particular nucleotide sequence, and on the spot only it cleaves. But in other cases where type 1, when I will be talking about, you will be learning that in type 1, it's 1000 base pairs nucleotides upstream and there it will cleave. Means the location of the particular nucleotide sequence is one place and the cleavage point is somewhere else. So there is not a specification over there. So first job of restriction enzyme endonuclease is cleavage. First is recognition of the restriction particular sequence, signal, that is we say restriction signal, and next point will be restriction, that is cleavage, and the third point is of course modification system, whether it can modify or not, that is methylation, whether it can do it or not. The 3 jobs, multitask you can say. So let's go ahead. Yes, in case of type 1, the cleavage takes place at another point, 1000 nucleotides afterwards. Let's go to the next one, type 1, where I have put 2 stars also. It denotes it's a very much specification is found in type 2. Multiple enzymes having 2 identical subunits, and the job specification, as I have specified earlier, the job specification is there in case of type 2. In BAM H1 it is found the restriction signal sequence. The signal sequence, a particular sequence, I have written a particular sequence, GATC. And then another G comes and joins in the first stage and the C joins in the later stage. See, when you are trying to memorize these, it's going to be very difficult, because in some other cases you will find a sequence like AA, then TT and a GC. So memorizing these will be very much tricky thing. So there are some tips you need to remember, which I can share in some other video, how to memorize these difficult nucleotide sequence, though you do not need the details. But if you are going for any competitive exams, the level of your learning and the level of knowing the subject should be in a depth manner. So there you have to go for it. At this stage, remember the pattern of cleavage is also a matter. So multiple enzymes having 2 identical subunits. Let me go with type 2, 3 jobs. One is first getting the restriction signal sequence, second job is cleavage, and the third job is modification. So these three jobs are very well performed by type 2, and I have written one example also, because this example will be very required when we will study vectors. Vectors lesson is a very interesting lesson, and you need to learn that portion very well, because it will help you to learn molecular cloning. So expression vectors, at that time you will require this. So this is, the job is done at, you can say, the particular one where it is receiving the signal, there it will cleave. Where there is a single enzyme having multiple subunits, there are three separate subunits, you can say, which are found in that one single restriction enzyme endonuclease, and it is performing the multiple jobs. So here the job specifications can also be there, but still type 2 will be preferred, because in this case, though it is cleaving, it is recognizing the signal. So restriction enzyme sequence is received, but that receiving the signal is somewhere 20 to 30 base pairs. So if it is 20 to 30 base pairs, say at 26 base pairs, it is receiving the signal where it should cleave, but it is, though it is doing the job, but it is cleaving not at that point. The cleavage is at 26 base pairs. So we cannot totally depend, and it is modifying also. Multiple tasks it is doing, but it is not doing at a particular nucleotide sequence. And another idea, that earlier it was believed that there are two enzymes which have been clustered together and performing the job of restriction signal receiving the particular signal sequence and then cleaving. But this idea was proved wrong, because later it was seen that there is a single enzyme having separate subunits which are performing the multiple tasks of cleavage, and the cleavage in some things we find that the cleavage is taking place at 1 to 20 nucleotide sequence after the recognition. After recognizing the particular signal sequence, 1 to 20 nucleotide sequence it will go afterwards, and then it will cleave. But this, there is means, still you can say type 2 is preferred, not type 2s. Type 2 is always preferred. Another thing I want to just specify, as far as the cleavage pattern, what I was saying, there are more details on this restriction enzyme endonuclease, where we can learn the pattern of cleavage. Like, see, I have written over here GATC, another G comes and join here again, one C joins here again, double A and then GC and then TT. In this case, it is Haemophilus influenzae, D3 strain. So here, the cleavage is also a matter. In the next video, you can watch the cleavage, how it takes place, the pattern, whether it is the source is from 3 different bacteria, the source is different, and it is performing the task. This is at the palindromic sequence. It is having a sticky ends, and then it is cleaving. In this case, it is Haemophilus influenzae D3, and this is the Bacillus amyloleucoficiens. The strain is H1. This is type 2. BAM is type 2. So, these are some of the things I have pointed out in this video. Later we can have another video on this, where we can talk about the isocyzomers, new isocyzomers, isocodamers, where we can talk about the source and the cleavage point, whether it is cleaving at that or the pattern. Let me just give you one tip about this pattern. Just now I am going to repeat this. GATC. See, if it is cleaving in this way, suppose 3 different bacteria are there, and we have isolated the DNA from them. Now the question arises whether it will, means all are having the 6 nucleotide sequence, but the cleavage pattern is a matter whether it will cleave here. Suppose restriction enzyme 1 cleaves at this pattern, restriction enzyme 2 cleaves at this pattern, or the restriction enzyme another enzyme is there which is cleaving at this one. This is a question that where it is cleaving. So pattern is also a matter. That is what I said about isocyzomers, new isocyzomers, isocodamers, and then palindromic sequence, where it is like for Haemophilus influenzae. It is denoting, means it is recognizing the palindromic sequence where you will find that sticky ends, and it is cleaving there. So these are some other details we can cover in our next video. So stay tuned for more videos on these biotech topics. Let's move on to the next topic.